So, over the past 2 weeks, as we've been getting updates on the ever evolving, ever changing story of the Vince McMahon scandal with Janelle Grant, there's one thing, more particularly a video that's been coming across my mind from the old days of wrestling YouTube. One of the OG wrestling YouTubers, Bill and Doug, who otherwise are known as RVD Tito for Life. That was the name of their channel anyway. They made a video, I think about 15, 16 years ago, titled "Is Vince McMahon a Genius?" And in that video, they basically talked about how Vince came to prominence from in the early or the late 1990s from the Attitude Era, and how he was able to beat WCW. And they basically discredit that rise by saying he just stole all his ideas from his competitors like ECW and WCW, and how he's really not the supposed creative genius that he makes himself out to be. And I guess from a creative standpoint, they were correct. Vince did steal a lot of his ideas from other promotions, and that's how he did get to the top. He's kind of been doing that since he took over the WWE, that back in like the early 1980s. But anyway, going back to this scandal, Janelle is suing McMahon. Her lawsuit is that she signed an NDA and Vince stopped paying her after paying her the first installment, which was $1 million back in 2022. He paid her that and didn't pay her anything else, even though supposedly the NDA she signed entitled her to more money. But yeah, now Vince is being sued, and of course we got all this other dirt coming out, about the disturbing aspects of this allegation with all of the, sexual proclivities and whatnot, and all the other people involved with this, like Brock Lesnar, John Laurinaitis. I'm not going too much detail into that because it's kind of disgusting, but anyway, a lot of people are likening this to a lot of the other scuzzy things that Vince McMahon did throughout his career, not just from like a personal sexual aspect, but also from a business aspect. Like when Vince first purchased the WWF from his father in the 1980s, he basically bought out all the territories. And even though the owners of said territories were supposed to do more business with Vince and were owed more money, he just paid them once to buy their territory after, beating their territory and dominating their territory, and then he never paid them ever again. And there was really nothing the owners of said territories could do about it because they already lost the war. So it's like they were essentially just Janelle Grant in a room with Vince McMahon and the physical therapist. They were And according to a video I watched from Moist Critical, he's known on YouTube as Penguin Zero, one of Vince's defenses of these allegations is that by Janelle coming forward and bringing light to this, she essentially violated the NDA she had signed.
Now, sexual misconduct is something Vince McMahon calls home, so this isn't his first rodeo, and he tried to cover his own ass. Not literally, because he shit on someone's head, but legally tried to cover himself by trying to pressure Grant into signing a non-disclosure agreement in exchange for payments over several years totaling $3 million after their relationship and employment ended. So he was trying to silence her, to make sure she wouldn't, blow the lid off of this. Now, I'm no lawyer, I'm no expert, but I don't think a non-disclosure agreement protects you in the case of crimes. Like, I don't think if you're sex trafficking someone, you can have all of your victims sign an NDA and then they can't speak about it, you're safe. And if they do speak about it, they're the ones in trouble. I just can't imagine a world where if Grant signs that non-disclosure agreement and then goes forward with bringing this information to light, that she would face punishment for it. Like, I can't even picture that kind of lunacy. Like, listen, ma'am, we're really sorry about that sex trafficking thing. That's bad stuff. But you violated your NDA. And breaking an NDA is so much worse. You're going to prison. You're going to the slammer for that. You don't violate the contract. It's sacred. It's binding.
So I guess going back to that video I referenced, why that video from Bill and Doug has been crossing my mind lately is because while Vince McMahon may not be a creative genius, they were correct in that regard. In terms of being a scumbag and doing scummy things, Vince McMahon is freaking Albert Einstein. He is the freaking Nikola Tesla of just being a total slime ball. And I don't even know if I pronounced Nikola Tesla's name right there, but anyway, I really do feel and I hope that Vince does get what he deserves here, and I hope he doesn't somehow weasel his way. Because, I mean, holy crap, when he first resigned in like 2022 because of sexual misconduct allegations, he was able to still run things in the company through like people that he was close with. Like, for example, there's this tweet from Ronda Rousey who says that Bruce Pritchard, who was very prominent in WWE, was essentially Vince McMahon's avatar, and Vince was able to run things through him while he was gone. And then, of course, after the merger, he got his position with TKO. So I'm really wondering here, like, what is Vince going to do? Who else is he close with that's still within the company that he can use as a puppet to kind of still pull the strings and work his way back in? So, yeah, in summation, I would say Vince McMahon is a genius, but just a genius of being a scumbag and a total bag of shit. And yeah, I just really hope that he gets squashed like the bug that he is and doesn't return to the WWE in any capacity. But yeah, that's my take. Have a good one, guys.